responsibility to handle this matter. I have accused the federal government severally for being complacent and allowing this flooding to cause mayhem and killings and destruction on our people. Our schools have been destroyed. Our churches have been destroyed. Our mosques have been destroyed by this terrorist group of Fulani herdsmen that are being under the shade of disgrace and depose and dethrone Emir of Kano with his cohorts who are funding them. May Allah have taken responsibility for several killings in Benue State for whatever they do. If you know that there is provision for prohibition of open grazing law and you bring your cattle here, why then do you accuse us of whatever has happened? But our people are peaceful. They have not done anything wrong. You come and kill them, take over their land, destroy their farmlands, their farm crops, their farm barns. You open it for your cattle to feed on. Who told you that you have the right to do that? Who gives you the right that you are superior to a thief man, to an Idoma man, to an Ikede man, when you come from a foreign land and try to create this evil? Under my leadership, I will not do it. They are planning several attempts to take over our land. If you won't do it, if you bring somebody else, you manipulate the system, but 100 times you cannot do it. Get people that you want to bring them in and to prohibit the open grazing law. That is your business. I leave that with Benue people because May 29, I'm leaving office. I want it to be clear to everyone. But under my watch, I will not allow it. With the last pint of my blood, I will not allow it. With the last pint of my blood. It is unacceptable. We want equity, we want fairness, we want justice for all Nigerians and even foreigners who come here. They should participate. But this is unfair. And I'm disappointed. People that I thought I respected them, coming out to sign a petition against me to the presidency. I'm also sending a petition to the presidency. After this press conference, I'm going to sign a petition to the presidency. The Mayor Tiala that I've been calling for a very long time, whether Katanore or Makaban, they should be arrested. Rather disappointing, they are given protection by the federal security agencies in Abuja. They go about, they've been patronized, at the detriment of our own people who are in IDP camps. And Mayor Tiala keep recruiting people from foreign countries to come and take over our land. This is not fair. And I must have to say it. It is public knowledge that right from the day that the law came into effect, umbrella bodies or nomadic headers bodies came out with impunity and said that they will never obey the law. These are Mayor Tiala Kotanhore, Mayor Tiala Makaban, and Fulani nationality movement. They came out and said it. They vowed to mobilize Fulanis across the West African sub-region to invade Benue State and stop implementation of the law. They actualized their threats on the eve of the 2018 New Year when they carried out a simultaneous attack on Guma and Logo local government, killing over 73 people whom we painfully gave a mass burial in Makurdi on the 11th of January 2018. I wrote several letters to all the security agencies. I wrote to the presidency. And no action has been taken. I identified our enemies. I thought that this group will be invited, Rather, they were given more protection by the federal government. And so I'm letting the nation to know, and the international community, that this is where I am. This new plot against me is to eliminate me. But eliminating me will not be the end. We have over 7 million people in Nigeria. Our youths are coming up. And I tell you, whether you eliminate me, it does not really matter. For me, it is no longer news that I have given myself as a sacrifice for Benue people where I govern as governor. The mandate of 2015, the mandate of 2019 is enough to give my life. And that I have given. And no one can intimidate me and blackmail me into anything. I will continue to expose those evil people. There are good Fulani men. It is wrong to talk about all Fulani men. There are good Fulani men who want peace, who want equity, fairness, and justice for our country, Nigeria. But there are evil people who want to make Nigeria their own country. And they have said it, they have written it. I have submitted all these things to the presidency and to security agencies. So no one should attempt to intimidate me. And my life is not in their hands. Fulani herdsmen attack on our people in the last couple of years have caused devastating humanitarian crisis resulting to the killings of over 6,000 people in Benue State. I have the records. 6,000 people that these people have caused. Those who that were killed would have been the president of this country someday, or governors, or chairmen, or leaders, or whatever. They have killed them. And you want me to keep quiet? You have displaced over 2 million people. And they are living in eternal displaced people. And you're telling me that I should not bother. The primary responsibility of any responsible government is to provide security for lives and property. When you cannot provide security for lives and property, you have failed, and you have no business in being into leadership of governments. That is it. Our people have suffered the organized genocide marked in terrorism, not because they do not know the attackers, or they do not know what to do. If they wanted to be lawless, like the Fulani terrorists, they would have also taken laws into their hands. But I have restrained them. In my first tenure, when I came in, I disarmed all the local militias so that there will be peace, because there is no way two wrongs can never make a right. And I told our people that there is no need. Let them disarm. And they did. So the Fulanis, terrorists, have taken advantage on this matter. I want peace. Because as a Christian, and I believe as Muslim brothers, they also want peace. Without peace, there can be no meaningful development. You can't do anything. And so I disarmed my own people. Now they are accusing me for disarming them. And the Fulanis are coming up with cooked stories so that they will give a dog a bad name to hang the dog. They will brand me for elimination. And you think I should keep quiet because of their Fulanization agenda that they want to do. They use Islam as a camouflage. I know that the Hausa community too have realized their mistake right from the beginning. This is not right. We are not stopping any Fulani man to live in this community. Live, and let's live. Live where you are, but let there be peace. And this is what we are saying, and this is what I stand for. Equity, fairness, and justice for all. The law was challenged in the Federal High Court. We defeated them. They went to other, we defeated them. So Benue people, not those who are visiting them with unprovoked violence and killings, but as law-abiding citizens of Nigeria, we have chosen to sustain our belief in the conventional security agencies of this country. Now, the enemy has turned around to accuse our people of being the aggressors. Their aim is to blame the victim in order to launch more attacks on the state. As I talk to you, they have organized and are planning to launch against Makurdi, Guma, Agatu, and Gwewes. They came in their numbers, led by Sanusi, dethroned and disgraced Emir Sanusi. They have sent their people against our local government that borders Nasarawa State. Like I said, I'm writing a petition against this act to the presidency. Let me see what they will do. If they want, they can keep more and all that. The victims, in order to launch more attacks on the state. On the 31st of January, armed headers blocked Makurdi Naka Road and killed innocent people, including Divisional Police Officer of Gwe West local government area of Benue State. How can you imagine a police that keep peace for all? He was killed in cold blood because he wanted to keep peace. They killed him and murdered other 5 indigenous people in their cold blood. Let me tell the dethroned Emir of Kano, Lamido Sanusi, and his conspirators that I cannot be intimidated by any of them. I hold the mandate of the people of Benue State, and my allegiance is to the people in respect to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which gives states as federating units the power to enact laws for the good governance of their people. I have nothing personal against any Fulani man. When I heard about the bomb attacks in Doma, in which patriots were alleged to be killed, I visited my counterpart, the governor of Nasarawa State, Governor Abdullahi Sule, and sympathized with him and his people over the loss of his son and the victims of the bomb incident. The son died, but the issue of the bomb incident, I don't know. I have not done my investigation. I don't know what was the real reason, whether as claimed, whether they are terrorists or not, I don't know. But I sympathize with him because human life is sacred and should not be wasted. And so when something happens, as my brother and friend, governor of Nasarawa State, I visited him. Unfortunately, for the demise of his son and also for the lives that were lost. Maybe there were innocent lives that were lost. That I sympathize with them. I consider the statements by the nameless group led by Lamido, disgraced Emir of Kano, as a mockery of thousands of Benue people killed by Fulani herdsmen. Has he ever said any statement about the people who have been killed in the 18 local governments of Benue State? We have 23 local governments, for God's sake. Even as I talk to you, 18 local governments are under siege. Recently, my commissioner for housing was kidnapped. It was Fulanis that kidnapped him. Did he send sympathy? I've already given my condolences to those who were killed, those innocent people. Underline it. Innocent people who were killed, I give my sympathy to them. But the narrative, again, that people came to retrieve their cattle that came into Benue State and were arrested, and they took it and were killed, is not true. In the first place, when cattle are arrested by the provisions of our law, within 7 days, the law permits that you come and reclaim them. If you don't come we have the right to auction them. The law is there. And each head of cattle, because of the destruction they do, you pay 50,000 naira. I want to advise pastoralists that you don't need to come here. In Nasarawa, there is no law prohibiting open grazing. So stay there. But don't come to Benue State. We know our boundaries. But when you come here, the law will be enforced against you. And we're not going to be intimidated. So that is it. So I consider this statement. The group has chosen to spit on the graves of our people in a manner that marks impunity and lacks humanity. They are pushing a false narrative that 3,000 headers have been killed in Benue State without any proof of such allegation. Where are the 3,000 headers that have been killed here? Tell me, can you prove it? We're humanitarians and we don't do it. The other elder called Hassan Baba Ahmed, who claimed to be speaking for northern elders, speaking for himself, leveled more verbal attacks on me. I elect to ignore and leave him with his own conscience, because he knows that he's not even representing the northern people. When I started advocating for the establishment of ranching, I received criticisms from different quarters. I was vilified for championing an impossible cause. But today, my joy is that the entire country, including those who wrongly attacked me, have come to agree that open grazing of animals is no longer feasible in a densely populated country like others. I demand an apology from those who are yet to apologize to me, because others have done the apology. But it is impossible when you had grazing routes and grazing reserves in the 50s. The total population was 40 million, and today we're over 200 million. How is that feasible? Human activities, marketplaces, settlements, and rules and all that have taken over the land. I must state categorically that the state government under my leadership has no hand in the Akpanaje incident. I know nothing about that. It came to me as news just like any other person. Linking me with the bomb attacks in Doma, Nasarawa State, is the most unfair thing anyone will do to me. How I am connected or responsible for what did not take place in my own state. Akpanaja is in Doma local government area of Nasarawa State. So how do I account for what did not take place in Benue State? I am Chief Security Officer only in Benue State. The Defense Headquarters has already spoken on the Akpanaja incident through the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Dan Madame, when he said, and I quote, "What I can tell you is that we are very professional in the conduct of our operations. They are also intelligence-driven. Also, our code of conduct and standards of operations are in tandem with international best practices." End of quote. I advise the persons who wrote to the president claiming to have interests of Nigeria at heart to stop playing politics with security matters. The individuals and groups pushing for the repeal of the Benue State grazing prohibition and ranching establishment law hope to know that they are wasting their time. The law has come to stay. Anyone who wants to rear animals in Benue State, whether you are a Fulani man, you're a Tiv man, you're a Igede man, you're a Doma man, you're a Jom man, you're a Yoruba man, you're a Hausa man, whoever you are, you're an Igbo man. you should be prepared to do that with ranching. That is what Benue State law permits. Nothing more than that. You cannot tell us anything outside that. Because we believe in the rule of law and due process. We will not be distracted by the avalanche of smear and hate campaigns against us. I have the mandate of my people, the Chief Traditional Council, the Idoma Traditional Council, the stakeholders in Benue State who were instrumental in ensuring the enactment of this law. I have their mandate. I have their mandate to ensure that this law works, and the campaign against us will never have its way, because I have the mandate of the day. The people of Benue State, and if anyone is in contention, if anyone thinks otherwise, he should come out and challenge me, and let me know whether he's a Benue-born Nigerian, whether you're Tiv, Idoma, or Hausa, or Igede, or Fulani, or anyone. Whatever you are, your ethnicity does not matter. If you belong to Benue State, we'll give you the opportunity. And so, I want to say that I have the mandate of my people, and I will protect their interests till the day that I leave office as governor of Benue State. Thank you very much, and God bless you.